Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. I'm Kirsten Langston, author and intuitive. Welcome to the birthday live stream. Got to get all my stuff here. Hold on. Got to get all my stuff here. Okay, so I'm not reading on any politics. I'm not reading on Donald Trump today. I'm not reading on depressing shit today because Saturday is my birthday, and I don't want to look at that shit right now. we're doing anything but. So whatever, celebrities, cryptids, paranormal, weird stuff, aliens, future, anything, hey, what are we going to be like 4,000 years into the future? Anything on the past, anything on dead celebrities, anything on, I'll even do dead politicians, but nothing current. We are not doing it. I can't handle that shit right now. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you. Just so you know, we have a member. I can't talk today. It's fine. We have a member exclusive chat going over here on the Zoom. If you want to join us over there, we go late every day. So whatever you see on YouTube, we usually go like an hour after that. All the stuff I can't read on YouTube, I read over on the Zoom. And we have a lot of hot tea over there as well, hot and juicy tea. So if you want to join us there, we are going to be after the show today on YouTube. We're going to be over in the member exclusive. I know I said no politics, but I am going to be looking at Epstein. I can't, it's too juicy, but I'm saving that for the members because I don't want to talk about him on YouTube either. So I know other people get away with it for whatever reason. I don't. My channel gets in trouble when I do shit like that. So I have to keep some of the controversial stuff away from YouTube. So if you want to do that, if you want to join us, the link is in the box. And if you join on Patreon, you'll find the link for the Zoom right there in the feed. If you join on thirdeyechampagne.com, you're going to go to the collective. You're going to go to the forum. You're going to go to announcements and links. You're going to go to today's date. You're going to find the link there. And that's where the webinar for the link Zoom is there. So under collective, it's just at the top of the menu. It's under collective, forum, announcements and links, and then look for today's date and the link will be right there. So yeah, if you want to hang out with us later, that's where we're going to go. The Epstein stuff is pretty juicy though. Like it's pretty effing juicy. Do you see the emails? Did you see the emails, you guys? Thank you. Thanks for all the happy birthdays. I love you guys. You're so sweet. And I do want to talk about, I got to talk. I did Linda's conference. I have the most piping hot fucking tea from that conference. Oh my God. It is YouTube gossip and I'm going to give it to you, but I can't give it in public. So another reason to go join. You guys, I've been bursting to get on this live stream to tell you this shit. It is just the hottest gossip. I'm sorry, but I live for that kind of shit. I don't care if it makes me petty. I really don't fucking care. I really don't. I am always in love with a good story. My friends. And this, what I found out at that conference is a good story. So pop whatever you want me to look at in the chat there. Like I said, it can be anything but Trump and politics, anything. I see that I'm lowering my voice here. I don't want to read on Trump. I don't want to read on politics. We can do that next week, but I'm not doing it now. The birthday commands respect. Although it's funny because I read those Epstein emails. I will say this. I read those emails and he talks about Trump is the most evil person he's ever met. Did you read this? Did you read this shit? He talks about how Trump is the most evil person he has ever met. I mean, how can that man, who is a very bad man, look at Donald Trump and be like, man, that guy's the worst guy I've ever met in my whole life? Like, what the hell? What the hell? Yeah, let's look at Harry and Meghan. You know the newest tea on Harry and Meghan, right? The newest tea. If you go to thirdeyechampagne.com and you go to the collective, you click under the collective and the drop down menu, it says the champagne room, and that's the forum. Marion Hagen, I'm sober, by the way. So the Tia and Harry and Meghan, so they went to Kris Jenner's birthday party. There's Tia and Kim Kardashian too. Kim Kardashian needs to call me. So they go to Kris Jenner's birthday party. They are photographed at Kris Jenner's birthday party, and immediately they tell the Kardashian Jenners, take the pictures of us fucking down. Take them down. They were not happy being photographed at that party, particularly on Veterans Day. Fellow Scorpio, Kris Jenner. Ooh, they would not be worried about money, but it looks like they're worried about money, which is kind of funny. Yeah, Meghan's returning to acting. I saw that, or at least a guest spot. She's doing like a guest spot. Everything's fine right now, but they are worried though. Look at this. They're like, but the money, we're worried about the monies. You know, I don't know why they would be worried about the money, but they're apparently worried about the money. Tiffany says the cops were called on Kris Jenner's birthday party several times. Yeah. Yeah, of course, they had to. I'm wondering if maybe they said, oh, we're not going to take pictures of you guys, and then they did anyway. Or we're not going to post them, but then they did anyway. Because, yeah, you would think that the royal family is at your birthday party. You would think that, like, me as Marion Hagen, which is apparently their new names, I would be like, yeah, these people are going to take my picture. These are the fucking Kardashians. Yes, they're going to take my picture, and yes, they're going to post it. You know? So yeah, it's weird that they're worried about money. I can't see why. I mean, they're rich as far as I know, but they're worried about money. There's like money problems here. Oh, happy birthday. Same day, Sheila. Mine's the same day. Mine's this Saturday too. They're worried about money, and they're worried about their exposure. They're concerned about their exposure. They're happy right now. I want to put another card spread down. The divorce card, as always, just lingers around them. Let's put one more card spread down. Let's see how they feel about the Kardashians. I'm telling you, we're having fun today. It's all fun, nothing but fun today. You can ask any weird question you want. But no Trump, no politics. I ain't doing it. We're having a good time. We're having a good time. We're having a birthday party. Rich people are always worried about money. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Carmen says, I lost all respect for Harry hanging with the trash Dashians. Everybody's like, thank you for the political break. I'm glad. I just needed it. I don't want to do it for my birthday. You know, it's hard to shake it off once you're like in it too. So I did, Linda Grindle did her Sacred Connections retreat in Benicia, where I live and grew up. And that was last week, which is why I wasn't with you. And I was kind of unaware that I was going to be there for as long as I was. I kind of was, for whatever reason, under the impression, I was like, I'm just going to have to do this thing Saturday morning and that's it. Now, I was there the whole time, which is fine, great, wonderful. I'm not bitching about it, but I thought for some reason, I didn't think I had to be there Thursday. So I was like, oh yeah, I can live stream. And then I realized last minute, I was like, oh shit, I can't live stream. So Linda G and Mel headlined. They read for 60 people. Each of them read for every person in attendance. And then myself and Annette Bricka, who I hadn't met, and I'd never met Mel before either, we did like crowd stuff. I ended up doing a trance channel, which I loved. You guys are going to love this because you're my fans. And we had a lot of fans there. I had some Third Eye Champagne people there. I had some very, very sweet people. People brought me gifts. People were very kind to me. It was really cool. But in order to do this trance channel, I was so hyped up I knew I couldn't relax. So I was like, shit, what am I going to do? So of course, what do? I end up drinking champagne in front of 60 people alone at 9:30 in the morning. But it got me where I needed to be. So I did a big fat trans channel. I don't remember any of it. So these poor people are coming up to me after I did these readings and they're like, oh, when you said blah, 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 I said, I don't know. I don't remember. When you do a trans channel, you don't remember shit. It's going to be a new offering, by the way. I'm going to offer like a little bit, some group. They're still worried about money. I keep looking at them. But this is Kardashian cards too, which is interesting. Anyway, I had a great time. I had an amazing time. People seem to be I got out of that channel and I was like so out of it. Linda, did I do a good job? And she said, oh, honey, you had people crying, but I hope it was good crying and not bad crying. But it was amazing to meet all these wonderful people and I had a wonderful time and I can't wait to do it again next year. I ended up having to fill some time. They had like some dead air. And so Linda asked me to tell all of my paranormal experiences and paranormal stories. So I ended up doing that. And I actually ended up, because I know about this town is really haunted. It's a really haunted town. So I ended up telling everybody a bunch of ghost stories about the town that I knew. And I did a little mini psychic self-defense class. Everybody got a tarot card they got to bring home. It was just a really great time. It was a really great time. I really can't wait to do it again next year. And it was a pleasure to meet Mel and Annette. I can't wait to give you this tea. I can't give it to you in public, but I have some fucking hot tea. I'm giddy about it. All right. So anyway, it was a great time. You guys, listen, go anyway, because it's fun to hang out with Linda, even if I'm not there next year. But if I'm there next year, y'all save your pennies. You got to go. I'm not in charge of pricing. I have nothing to do with that. But save your pennies because you got to come hang out with me, dude. You got to come hang out with me. I just had the best time. I was a nervous wreck. Karen said, I'm so happy you had fun. You sounded nervous before, and I was a nervous wreck. I was like, people are going to hate me, and I'm not going to do anything right. Maya was there. She said, I loved it, and it was wonderful to meet you. My card was the King of Cups. Oh, good card. Yeah, you guys, I'm telling you, if I'm there, you got to come hang out with me next time. It was too groovy. And I'm thinking, I'm like, my head's running too. And I'm like, all right, I know the history of the town. Maybe I could take people on a walking tour, I'm like jumping in. All right. So how does Marian Hagen feel about the Kardashians? Well, it's interesting because at first they wanted to be there. They want to be around these people. Julie was there also at Linda's retreat and said my card was the Three of Cups. Also a really good card. So they want to be around them, or they wanted to. And now they've got the defensive card and the walking away card. They don't want to mess with these people. They don't. Look at this. They feel like they got screwed over. They feel like the Kardashians screwed them over. But here's the interesting part. Eventually, they'll be like, whatever. And then they'll all go back to being pals. Can I read on the Atlas thing again? People are claiming it had a tail and then it didn't, and that it shot some sort of something at an object in front of it. All right, I'll look at it. I really think it's space garbage, but I'll look at it again. I want to read on the marriage between Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. That's a good one. She's had a haunted look in her eyes ever since. You know what? I agree with that. Wait, there's 2 live layouts? What, like 2 on here? Because I'm only seeing 1. I'm only got the 1. So let me know if it's weird for everybody or just for Celtic Seer. Happy birthday for the 15th. How old are you? Oh, a lady never tells. All right, let me look at the Atlas thing and see if it's aliens or garbage. There's 2 on YouTube. Oh, and I said I was coming on at 5:30. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shows you how much I've been paying attention. There's a portrait and a landscape. Oh, you know what? Apparently StreamYard does that now, and I can't figure out how to turn it off. I cannot figure out how to turn it off. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to, I don't know why they launched it in the middle of Mercury retrograde, right? I don't think it's aliens. I don't think it shot anything. I'm looking at it, and I think people are mistaken, and I'll tell you why. It looks like maybe people don't know what they're looking at, and they don't know what they're seeing. You know, but I don't get the sense it's aliens. If it was aliens, I'd get really weird cards, you know, or even like something like a king, maybe King of Cups. King of Cups is driving the Atlas thing, you know. Oh, thanks, Renee. Renee said, enjoyed meeting you in public at Linda G's. Thank you for coming and sharing your talents. Happy birthday. Thank you, Renee. Thank you for being there. Yeah, no, I don't get the sense that I'm looking at it and it still feels like garbage to me. I'm so sorry. Sorry, it's not exciting. Well, didn't Elon Musk put his car in space like an asshole? Didn't he? Am I making this up? Is this an alternate reality? Mandela effects. Oh, I like that one. But Kirsten, I want to believe. Fox Mulder is in the chat, everyone. Fox Mulder. You know what? I'm not saying there's not aliens. All I'm saying is that Atlas 3 or whatever the fuck it is garbage. And I don't mean that in a soul-crushing, rude kind of way. I mean, it's literal garbage. When will we have robot butlers? Oh, I like it. Yeah, these are the questions I want for my birthday, y'all. This is what I want. Okay, Mandela effects. The US map is different and overlapping realities. How do we handle them? People find doubles of items in their house. How? Oh my God. You know what? I actually want to look into that because I've been having like weird, so I read recently that scientists say there's a 50% chance we're living in a simulation. 50%. 50%. That's the large percentage for me, for like the Matrix to be real life. Whoa. Okay, so guides are telling me the Mandela effect is not, oh shit. Oh my God, it's not reality changing. It's your consciousness shifting. So the Mandela effect, whatever you want to, so what they're saying is whatever you want to term the Mandela effect, where you see shifts in reality or things that should not, quote unquote, should not occur within your reality, it is because you have shift in consciousness and not because reality itself has changed. For your consciousness creates your reality. It is not so much the idea that you are alternating between realities or what you would term jumping around on timelines, because those timelines truly only exist within your own levels of consciousness. Therefore, what you may term anomalies within your reality structure, you may only trace back to yourself and nothing else. So there you go. So there you go. Let's look over here. I like this. Oh yeah, let's look at Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes. Why not? Susan wants to know if AI is the Antichrist. I love this question. Yes, give me all of these. Oh, the latest Jeremy Renner allegations. Yes, give me all of these questions, my friends. This is birthday tea. This is what I need on my birthday. This is your gift to me. And I appreciate you for it. Give me all the weird stuff. Give me the celebrity stuff. Give it all to me. Let's look at Katie Holmes. Next week, we'll be back to depressing political shit. Next week, we'll come back to the depressing political stuff. But for this week, for this live stream, it's my birthday, and we are reading on fun stuff. I mean, please give me your legitimate questions, real questions. Just no politics, no Trump. I'm not doing it. It hurts my brain. It hurts my soul. It gives me pains in the heart. I do it. I do it. I mean, it really, I'd be happy as a clam if I never had to read on Donald Trump or anything political ever again. But I know you guys want it, and sometimes we need it. Yeah, maybe we, maybe we're in the Matrix. Whoa. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise. First of all, I'm asking about the marriage. She's not in her own marriage. I mean, so we're looking at the past, obviously, because there's no marriage anymore. They got divorced. But she's not there. Instead, there are two men in her marriage. Now, this is not to say that Cruise is gay. My thought here is that one is Tom Cruise and one is David Miscavige / Scientology. I honestly think Miscavige has control of Cruise. Not through the poor John Travolta blackmail-y kind of way, because let's face it, that man is just being blackmailed. But I think he's in his head. I think this guy's in Tom Cruise's head. I really do. I truly believe this. So she's not in her own marriage, which is interesting. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening with the double Kirstens on YouTube. I don't know what's going on. They changed something on StreamYard, and I got to figure out how to turn it off. So I'm sorry. Mercury retrograde. Hello. So she's not in her own marriage. And then what's really weird is she honestly, this poor lady, Katie Holmes, was like, this is real. We're going to do this. Like, it wasn't a deal. It wasn't like, let me sign the contract and be the Scientology wife. James Charles, bad vibes on James Charles. Poor guy, doesn't have the best vibes. But she thought it was going to be good. She thought it was going to be like, yeah, we're going to do this thing, unknowingly realizing that she's not even in her own marriage, that it's Tom Cruise and Miscavige. So again, I want to reiterate, I don't think that there is anything gay going on here. I just think that guy has a hold on him. Devil is in the home environment. So she didn't know what she was signing up for. She had no idea what she was signing up for. Let me look at her off cards. What she's showing me is that Tom Cruise could never be off, that he was always quote unquote Tom Cruise. So it was never like public persona, private persona. It was just, he's the same everywhere. But at first it was like refreshing. And then she sort of realized, hey, wait a minute. This guy acts a certain way in public, and the same way he acts in public is the same way he acts at home. Like there's nothing deeper than what I'm getting. Very affectionate man, extremely affectionate. And he's a little love bomby. He is a little love bomby. He's a little love bomby, this guy. Because I see it, and she was like, yeah, he was great, and then he just sort of disappeared, just started ignoring me. Also, she's telling me that there was a lot of pressure put on her from Scientology. And he was, this is interesting. He was very like, no, do what you want. Like, no, you don't have to join Scientology. No. But everybody else around him was like, when are you going to join? When are you going to join? What are you going to do? Why aren't you doing this? Scientology believes that. We believe this. We don't believe that. So he was very like, no, girl. Like, no, girl, just no, be you, do you. You don't have to join this. It's just my thing. It's okay. Blah, 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 blah. And I think he meant it. I don't think he's an insincere person. I don't think that Tom Cruise is an insincere person. I do not. But she kind of realized that, oh, I like a good Sasquatch question. She kind of realized that something ain't right. Like within the first year of the marriage, it was like, wait a minute, something's not right. And then she kind of realizes, oh yeah, she was like, shit, this man's indoctrinated. This man is indoctrinated. She was like, oh shit, I'm in trouble. Oh, poor thing. Yeah, they're just, he's not very deep. She seems to feel like there was a connection, and then it was kind of like the rug was yanked out from under her. Like it was just like, oh yeah, we're connecting. That's why I get, like I said, love bombing, because it's like, oh, we're connecting. And then it was like, oh my God, there's no there. Like the man I thought existed doesn't exist. It's not to say that he's a bad guy or anything like that, but it's like, I think he also, he gets very enthusiastic about new love. That's just part of his makeup. He's not one to self-analyze. This is not a man that's like, let me examine myself and maybe leave this cult that I'm in. He's like, I'm in love. Let's just get married. He disappears too within relationships. Like he's just like, oh, okay, I'll be over here. Oh, we're together. You're my girlfriend now, or you're my wife now, or my fiance, or you've had my children. Great. I'm just going to go over here and do my own thing. So he just sort of checks out. Like he just sort of checks out. She was lonely in this marriage. She was lonely. It looks like she and her father both sort of mastermind the divorce. Question was, did they mastermind the divorce? She wanted to make sure she was taken care of, and she did. So there she is. There's her father. There's the money. But I'll tell you what, this woman, when she realized like, oh, I'm in trouble, she got out while the getting was good. She got out while the getting was good. She was like, I'm not sitting around with this. I'm not sitting around with this shit. She wasn't going to waste her time. She was not. But I think it was a rug pull. I really do. And I think that affected her. That affected her maybe for the rest of her life. Maybe for the rest of her life. Okay, this is a good one. I like this. Are Sasquatch alien shapeshifters? Okay, so I'm actually going to go to the cards for this, because what we're going to be looking for is the devil card. I'm a Bigfoot girl, okay? I've gone Bigfoot hunting in Idaho. I've gone Bigfoot hunting in Montana. I've gone Bigfoot hunting up here in Humboldt. I'm a believer. I actually have one of the casts, from the, it's not the Patterson-Gimlin, it's another cast, but I went up to the Willow Creek Bigfoot Museum, because that's where the Patterson-Gimlin, they have a festival every year and everything, but that's where they filmed it. I actually went Sasquatch hunting, right up in Willow Creek, Trinity River, right where they found all that stuff. I'll tell you why. I mean, I've always kind of wanted to believe in every cryptid ever, because I'm just that type. Like Loch Ness Monster, sure. Everything. Giant squid, yeah. Well, giant squid ended up being real. But with Sasquatch, what really turned me, and I actually told this story at the conference, when I lived up in the woods, in the redwoods in Sonoma County here in California, dense woods, the house was in the middle of nowhere, and I was with this guy he lived there his whole life, very practical, Aries, and never, it's unfortunate what happened to him. He got hooked on drugs and became an arsonist and tried to burn down Sonoma County. It's really unfortunate. He's actually in prison now. But before then, he was a sweet man. Before the drugs got him. Anyway, he came home one night, and they all would drive the back roads. I could never drive the back roads because I didn't know where they were. But these guys knew all these weird ways to get around back in the hills and the woods and all sorts of stuff. So he comes home one night, and he's white as a sheet, and he won't talk. He says, something happened, I want to talk about it. Something happened, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. So finally the next day I get it out of him. And he looks at me and he says, I was coming back on the back road from Duncan's Mills, which is sort of a halfway point between where we live and the ocean. And he said that an upright First, he said an upright, he didn't say upright. He said something walked in front of my car. And I said, okay. And he goes, because he had a big, big rig. Like he had a big car. Because he was outdoorsy guy. So he had like a big SUV. And he was like, it was taller. It was like taller than the car, basically. And I go, okay. And he goes, it wasn't a bear. And I'm going, okay. So what happened? And then finally he goes, it was a Bigfoot. And he's like, I've lived here my whole life. I've seen every bear. I know what a bear looks like. This wasn't a bear. It was walking on 2 feet. It walked real slow across the road in front of my car. I saw it in my headlights. He had a guy in the car with him. The guy saw the same thing. Because I talked to that guy later. He's like, no, we totally saw a Bigfoot. He's like, yeah, no, it was absolutely a Bigfoot. And thereafter, he insisted what he saw was a bear with dreadlocks. He would not, he admitted it to me once. And then anybody that asked him afterward, he would be like, no, it was a bear. It was a bear with dreadlocks is what it was. He saw a Bigfoot. So when he saw the Bigfoot, I've never seen anybody have a reaction like that. I mean, he was white as a sheet and he wouldn't talk about it. So after that, I was like, shit, that thing's probably real. The Bigfoot is probably real. And when we were up there in Humboldt with my brother, and he knows all the sounds out there, I got up one morning in the same thing, cabin in the middle of nowhere. I got up one morning and I was like, I've got Bigfoot. I got the sounds on tape. I got Bigfoot hollers. And I played it for my brother and he's like, that's elk, you idiot. But we did actually end up hearing an insane scream. And it sounded like a truck coming downhill, like slamming on its brakes almost. I've never heard anything like it. It sounded like a truck engine, maybe. It was weird. And I asked him, we were laying by the river. It was in the middle of the day. And I mean, there's nobody there. We're in the middle of nowhere. And he said, I don't know I can't tell you what that sound is. But he's like, but that's not a truck. That's not a truck. Duncan's Mills, yeah. So yeah, no, I believe in the Bigfoots. Are they interdimensional alien beings? I'm gonna go with no, because I don't have the devil card here. But here's what's really interesting. I think they're closer to people than we think. Because this is what came up. This is the root of the reading. It's a person. It's people. How interesting is that? That's really interesting. And then the tower card, which is kind of like, and you would freak out if you ever saw one. But no alien stuff here. No. So yes, welcome to the birthday live stream. If you're just joining us, no politics, no Trump, no rough stuff today. We are looking at only cool, interesting, and fun things. It's a fun day. We're having birthday day. We're having birthday day. All right, what else do we need to look at? Okay, we have to see if AI is the Antichrist. I love this question. And if I haven't answered your question, as usual, throw it in the chat. Just keep throwing it in there over and over and over. Do you guys want to see my Bigfoot cast? Do you want to see it? I want to get it. I'm such a lame ass. Let me go get it. I got it. Okay, this is a real Bigfoot cast. It's real. It was made up at Willow Creek in California. This is my Bigfoot cast. And it's hard to see on camera, but you can see all the detail. There's like all the lines in the detail. And I'll tell you the back of it. Willow Creek China Flat Museum, home of Bigfoot, cast by Al Hodgson, taken at Bluff Creek, October 1963. It's huge. Look at my face and look at the foot. No, I swear to God, I really do believe in big feet. I really do. Bigfoots, big feets. I really believe in it. I really do. I've been listening to this podcast that I really like. Go live there, Bigfoot. It's called Astonishing Legends. I don't know how many of you guys listen to this podcast, but it's really good. They started a long time ago. I'm late to the game on them, but they talk. God, I thought I was a talker. These guys fucking talk. But they did like a 4-part series on the Patterson Gimlin film, and they try to debunk stuff. So they're in there, they're looking at everything. They're talking to people you wouldn't even think to talk to. It's called Astonishing Legends. I want to go on their show. I might just like cold email them. They probably get a million emails, but I'm like, I just want to go hang out with them. Oh yeah, nope, not today. Vibrant cat eye. We'll have to look at that next week. But I'm not, I'll tell you right now, I don't want to think about that on my birthday. I'm not happy with what my fucking healthcare looks like right now. Mine tripled. Yeah, mine, I don't want to think about it. Oh, I like this question. I never measured the foot. Now that you think about it, like I've never measured it. Oh, no worries, Vibrant Cat Eye. No worries at all. Okay, let's see if AI is the Antichrist. Is anybody else disappointed with AI, by the way? Seriously, is anybody else because I thought it was going to do stuff, like cool stuff, and it just seems to be like a slightly better version of Googling. Right? Like I'm like, hey, Chat GPT, what's going on today? And it's like, I don't know. Like, it's just terrible. If it's the Antichrist, it's got a ways to go. We might all be dead before it fully forms. No, but it's got the devil. Oh, no, I don't think it's the Antichrist, but these cards are like, beware of AI. I don't think it's going to take over the world, by the way. I don't think, Skynet is not going to become self-aware, but these cards are like, y'all better know what you're doing with it. Look at this. Look at this. First of all, we've got the devil card with the no peace of mind. So it came up upside down. So it's no peace of mind. It's like, y'all don't know what you're getting into. You better be smart about it. It's giving us the defensive card. So it's like, listen, y'all better pay attention to what's going on. These cards don't like it. They don't like it. And they want us, they're like, just be smart about it. But you know what? We're creating a burden. We're creating some kind of a burden. That's what the cards are saying. You're creating a burden. We got to see what the burden is. I got to look at this a little bit closer. But they're telling us, you guys don't know what you're doing. Like these cards, like you have no idea what the hell you're doing. Not a clue. Yeah, I've used it to edit stuff. Like I'll put stuff into it and then it'll kind of rearrange stuff. And it's pretty good at that. Ooh, the dogmen. I'm obsessed with dogmen, Tina. I am actually, yeah, let's do cards on that. I'm obsessed with dogmen. I've been tearing through that podcast, the Astonishing Legends podcast, because like I said, I came in late. So I'm like binging it because it's years and years worth of material. And they did a whole series on the dogmen. And I kind of came around. Some of the people, it's weird. The stories are weird, though. They're talking about, it was dressed in clothes. One person was like, I saw a dog man was smoking a cigarette, It's weird. Oh, the Ozark Howler. Beast of Bray Road. Yep. All of that shit. Obsessed. I'm obsessed. Oh, yeah. So I asked, what burden are we creating? And these cards are like, you have no idea what you're doing. Oh, it's financial. Oh, that's interesting. How would AI create a financial burden? But look at it. Look at it. It's here. It's here. How interesting is that? AI creates a financial burden. Oh, the energy consumption. Oh, that makes sense. That's why you guys were talking about the cooling centers and shit. That makes sense. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why the cards don't. Oh, I'm getting chills. I'm getting big chills on that. That's why they don't like it. No shit. You don't have to take a test to get your driver's license anymore. I mean, that's nice, but weird. I find that strange. Yeah. Why do we just have this shitty AI? Like they're just like, we have AI. It's wonderful. No, it's terrible. It does nothing that I need it to do. You know, why can't AI like go through my social media and automatically pull out all the really shitty comments so I don't have to look at them? Why can't AI do that? That seems like something AI would be capable of. And yet that's a no. Let's look at Dogmen. I'm curious to see cards on Dogmen. And then I do want to look at fairies and black-eyed children. I'm going to tell you right now, I have a big fat personal bias against fairies. I don't believe in them. But by the way, I have videos on all of this at thirdeyechampagne.com. I did a whole paranormal series years ago. I did black-eyed kids. I did doppelgangers. I did fairies. I did elementals. You guys will remember, like, oh, you guys, you'll know. Like, I can't remember some of the stuff, but I know I did those. I'm trying to think of what else I did. There's a Rendlesham video out there. I read on Rendlesham. But I am biased against fairies. So I'll word on it, but full warning, I have a bias. Are they using AI to program people's vampire energy? No, I don't think AI is happy. I don't think I was reading Happy Birthday. Thank you, Joanne. I don't think AI is smart enough yet. Oh, you know what we should look at? We should look at the Men in Black. We got to do it. We're going to look at the Men in Black too. Oh, I did do a Sasquatch, and I put up a couple of those Bigfoot hunts too. I have a video on the Sphinx somewhere. Yeah, no fairies in the toilet. I wrote a whole blog about fairies in the toilet. I was so anti-fairy. And you know what did it for me? You know what did it for me? I had a reading with a psychic that wasn't very good. And she goes, "Oh, you're a fairy." And I was like, "Oh God." And that was the jumping off point of the reading. And it didn't get better from there. The whole reading ended up no predictions, no advice, nothing interesting that I needed to hear. But I was a fairy, and the whole reading for an hour was about me being a fairy. And I was like, you know what? Fuck the fairies. Although this is coming from somebody who is certain, 100% knowingly certain I saw little people flat out. And yet I'm over here like, the fairies, fuck the fairies. I'm a bitch. I do have a lot of videos on Skinwalker Ranch. I'm also obsessed with Skinwalker Ranch. I love the direction this is going in. You guys are giving me the best birthday present. This is my secret passion. I love this. I will talk about this shit and read on it all day long. Dogmen, I'm going to give you a yes. People are definitely seeing something. There's no devil card here. So that tells me that whatever these people are seeing, there's something legit about it. The thoughts are clear. How wild is this? But what's really interesting is the cards are also saying that people may be jumping to conclusions with what they're seeing is real, what is being seen is real, and yet the way that people are characterizing it, or the way that it's being characterized, is people are jumping to conclusions somehow. So yes, it's real, but also I'm not sure it's exactly what people think it is. Also, the cards seem to indicate that there's not like a ton of them, like it's kind of a solitary, or it may be the same thing over and over and over again in different places. It may not be, maybe there's literally just one of these bizarre creatures that exists, even though people see it in different places and different times. But it's solitary. But same thing when I asked about the Sasquatch, right? I get the man card. So I think it's real. I think it's real. Cards are giving me a yeah. I love this shit. I also, you know what? I read on all this stuff. The Marie Celeste, I've done videos on, Bermuda Triangle, the Hollywood Triangle, which is that's a little known thing, but there's an area in Hollywood that, and that includes, by the way, the house where Bugsy Siegel was killed. But there's an area in Hollywood where it's just like bad accidents, bad luck, and it's called the Hollywood Triangle. Let's look. Black Eyed Kids are real. I'm telling you, it's real. I read on it. It's real. It's some kind of projection. It's some kind of projection. But you know what I never have read on is the Men in Black. Let's look. Let's look. Thank you for the thumbs up. It's birthday time, so thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for all the goodies. I actually have a video on the mermaids as well, and I remember the video well because I concluded that they used to be, but not what people thought they were. Real fairies are supposed to be little energetic beings which nurture plants and which belong to a hierarchy of nature spirits. Well, see, that works for me. That works for me. I can go with that one. Lizard people living inside Earth. I'm going to give you a no, but I like where we're headed. You know where I've never been? Mount Shasta. I need to get my ass up there. We're birthday partners. Happy birthday, fellow Scorpios. Oh, I like this too. Is there a base on the dark side of the moon? I love that. We have so much in the Q&A on the I haven't forgotten you, don't worry. I'm off in my own little world here. Kingy's back there. Oh my God. Men in Black are from some kind of agency. This is real. This is real. Look at this. Look at this. This is the first card I get. It's real. It's some kind of an agency. I want to look at it. I hope. Listen, if I get disappeared, it's because of this reading right now. Okay. I'm not suicidal. I will never commit suicide. I don't drive recklessly. Before I jump into this, because I'm like, I gotta look at this. I know. Kingy. Thank you. Kingy. Don't be a brat. King dog. He just walked away. He was like in the doorway a little bit. No, I think it's real. I think it's real. You aren't supposed to try to remote view the moon. Well, the thing with the Men in Black too is people always have these reports like they look really weird. They use old-fashioned language. They're super stiff. Their clothes are weird. I'm looking. Okay, so what I swear to God, I'm channeling something. So, and who knows if it's the truth, but what I'm getting is we are part of an organization that you don't want to find out about. And then I asked Earth government or something else, and they're saying interplanetary. Oh, and they're saying, oh my God, this is wild. They're saying it's their projections. They're like, yeah, we're not really there. Oh my God, they fuck with people's heads. Oh, this is weird. This is weird. So, okay, this is really weird. So what they're showing me, and they're like, yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine showing you this. Go ahead. Go ahead. Who knows if they're telling the truth? But what they're showing me is that what you think you're seeing is not what you're saying. They are able to manipulate some part of your brain into hallucinating, basically. So when you get visited by the quote unquote men in black, you are, yes, something is talking to you. It may not even be physical, but you may see it as physical. But they're flat out. They're like, it's a manipulation because we got to check on stuff. And they're also saying, we'll do this to people in dreams. Oh shit, that's creepy. They're telling me, they're like, we've talked to you in dreams. I'm like, nope, no thanks. But they're like, yeah, no, that's what it is. And they're like, we're just checking. Like, we're not, they're like, we don't threaten people. We don't, no, they're like, we don't take people away. No, they're coming across as benevolent. Who knows if it's real, but they're like, no, there's stuff we got to check on sometimes. But they're basically saying that they are able to, they're calling it frequency work. They're calling it frequency work. And they're saying through frequency work, whatever that is, through frequency work, we are able, directly talking to me, we are able to manipulate the minds of only certain beings. And then they're saying some minds simply can't be broken into. That's a fact. That is a fact. And our sole purpose is simply to gather information, for sometimes information is necessary. And oh, interesting. And then they're also telling me, they're saying that there are strange things that walk this earth that will blink in and out of existence. Oh shit. And we can't figure out why. And we have been, this is wild. Who knows if it's true? And we have been gathering information for the last 100 years, several hundred years, in order to discern the faculties of these events. Shit. You know, this whole reading is actually starting to freak me out. Because basically what's coming across is like our minds are in charge of way more than we know, and that they're like, people can maybe mess with our minds, but only some of us and not others. Yeah, weird. But yeah, they get the government card. How weird is that? That is some weird shit. That is some weird shit, man. Oh, I like this question. Are there vampires in the French Quarter in New Orleans? I've been there. I don't think, it's a weird town though, I'll tell you that. But I know there was a big TikTok trend for a while. People were like, I had a vampire in my Uber, driving Uber, and there's a vampire in there. No, not in the traditional sense. I mean, maybe people that might think they're vampires, like, I like drinking blood and I only go out at night. But like real vampires, no, I don't think they exist. I don't see that. I don't even feel like they exist as a thought form. It feels like that's just myth making. Psychic vampires are real as hell. I've been through psychic vampires. Like I've been around psychic vampires. What about witches in New Orleans? It's just Anne Rice books. You know, it's my favorite Anne Rice book. She's my all-time favorite author. And before she passed away, she was gracious enough to talk to me via email a few times. And the Witching Hour is the first book I read of hers. It just sort of came across my lap one summer, and I couldn't put it down. I was obsessed with it. I'm still obsessed with it. I probably read it about once a year. I probably don't need to read it anymore. I probably have it in my head. Of course, we had to go to Anne Rice's house. She doesn't live there anymore. She doesn't own that. The family doesn't own the house anymore, but we had to go to Anne Rice's house. When we're in New Orleans, I park across the street. That's the Mayfair Witch's house. And it's unfortunate because the TV show is horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's I got through one episode and they changed so much, and clearly whoever is the showrunner didn't get the vibe of the books or didn't care about the vibe or felt like they wanted to change the vibe. The whole thing was a mess, and I didn't get past the first episode. And I was pissed because I bought the whole thing. But yeah, of course there's witches everywhere. This show's terrible. It's terrible. Anne Rice went back to Jesus, and then by the time she died, I'm up on all this shit. And by the time she died, she was like, you know what? Forget all that shit. I wrote her after she renounced the church the second time. I was like, are you sure you want to do that? And she's like, I got to do it, Kirsten. Which is fun. I was just asking because I was like, I don't know, you know, Catholic churches are fucking cool. You go in and like they got the incense. Oh. And I like this question. Was the mysterious island of High Brazil real? Legend has it appears every 7 years off the coast of Ireland, was on ancient and old maps. I feel like it was real. I do. I feel like it was real. I feel like it was real. I want to put cards on it, but I do. I feel like it was real. I don't know if it disappeared and reappeared or, you know, if that just kind of got woven into myth making, but I do feel like the island was absolutely real. Yes, I do. You know, I liked the movie with Aaliyah, the Queen of the Damned movie. I actually really liked it. Aaliyah did a damn good job in it too. Isn't this so much more fun than reading on Trump? Everybody's like, no, I'm having a blast. Thanks for having a birthday live stream with me, you guys. Also, all of you guys that sent in tips and presents for my birthday, thank you so much. You guys are the sweetest. You guys really are so sweet to me. I just appreciate you so much. Oh, the clown flap. So Carmen's saying, I remember a few years back, there were clowns holding a balloon showing up at night in different towns across the U.S. That happens every few years. I'm a big fan of Lauren Coleman. And he writes about all that Fortean weird cryptid shit. And he has a whole section in one of his books on the clown flaps. And it's a thing that happens and nobody knows. Like, it just like, for a hot minute, people are seeing creepy clowns and then it disappears. You know what else I like is the Mad Gasser. What is it? Oh my God, where's the guy from? But it was an old school thing, or Spring Heel Jack. Old school thing where this whole town was like, a guy put gas, not from his butt, but he put gas in my window. And then I was like fainting. And so for a while, this Mad Gasser was wandering around this town and putting gas in people's open windows. It's in one of Lauren Coleman's book. I mean, I just find it, you know, and Spring Heel Jack was the same thing. For a while, this guy he was leaping like 10 feet in the air. He's wearing like an overcoat and he breathed fire. And this was like in the early 1900s, I think. I might have my dates wrong, but it was a flap where he was doing all this crazy shit. And everybody's like, Spring Heel Jack, he's coming to get us. The Mad Gasser of Saskatoon. There we go. I can't talk. Yeah, no, there's some crazy shit. Dude, I think the island was once real. I don't think it's real anymore. I mean, and I don't think the legend is 100% legit. I don't think it disappears and reappears. Although it may, that maybe, because when I look at it and the cards are like, no, it's real. Like, it's like, there's no weird cards here, but it's like half real, which is interesting. It's like, well, you got part of the answer. You've got part of the answer. So, you know, I think half real, but what's interesting to me is that it may disappear and reappear. May have been a natural phenomenon, something that, because it doesn't feel like mystical, but it feels like, oh yeah, can't see the island today. Oh, but you can see it tomorrow. You know, something like, you know, the green light at the horizon. It's like called something. It's like called something. Oh, what else do we have? Are the Akashic records real? I love this question. I don't know. I've studied them. I studied how to open them. I've taken classes on it. it is there for me. There's absolutely no difference from reading somebody and quote unquote opening the Akashic records. I feel like it's just a reading. So, I mean, can you access all of the information that ever was ever? Probably. I think anybody probably could, any kind of psychic or somebody that can do that kind of stuff. So on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, like, are they called the Akashic records? And is it really a hall that lives in another dimension? I'm kind of like thumbs down on that. But I do think that I think any information it can be accessed at any time, past, present, or future. The green flash. Thank you. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, the green flash. Yes. I love this. Hi, Jimmy. Oh, I also have videos on the Mothman. I'm obsessed with the Mothman shit. No, I feel like it was its own entity. I feel like it was just hanging around and it got smushed into this. Oh, by the way, the bridge collapsed. I think it's its own thing. Right, exactly. I think all information can be accessed. You got to watch the Richard Gere movie. You got to watch the Mothman prophecies. I also did a reading on the Jersey Devil. I remember that reading that it at one point was real, that there was truly a deformed child there. But that the thing people are seeing, I want to say I saw it as a thought form. I want to say it was a thought form. Richard Gere is not the Mothman, unfortunately. he puts on some wings and a little mask and he flies around and he tries to rescue people. No, I don't think the Mothman is, and I think the Mothman just happened to be around that area when shit went down. People were seeing the Mothman in Chicago for a while too. All right. I'm gonna do a couple more, and then we're going to the members only. So if you want Linda's conference tea, come over, join thirdeye-champagne.com or join Patreon. Links are in the box. We are going to look at Epstein a little bit just because it's juicy to me and I want something juicy today. And then we're going to continue hanging out and partying. So if you want to join us, come join us now. If you join on thirdeye-champagne.com, just remember at the top of your screen, you're going to see a little tab that says collective. You're going to click that. You're going to click on the Champagne Room forum. Once you're in there, you're going to see a little headline that says announcements and links. You click that, you go find today's date, and that's where the Zoom link will be for you. So that's where that is. I'm going to do one more. Have we done dragons? Dan's like, have we done dragons? I don't think dragons were ever real. I don't. Yeah, we got a lot of Jersey Devil questions. Jersey Devil questions. All right. So I do think, by the way, somebody asked about the Sphinx face. The Sphinx has been drastically altered from its original form. Just so you know. Just so you know. Hey, you know what? Before we go, YouTube, I'm going to do a little reading for y'all. I'm going to do a collective reading for y'all. Show them what they need to see. Show them what they need to see. By the way, I am sold out. I am booked out 6 months in advance for readings. April is sold out. I'm not doing email readings right now, but if you want to get in with me for a private reading, it's sooner rather than later. I'm very grateful for being booked out so far in advance. It's been like this for the last year and a half, and I'm really, really grateful for it. And there's always a skip the line option. It's more expensive because I have to squeeze you into my schedule. But if you ever need to get in and you're like, I don't want to wait. I want to see you next month. I don't want to wait, Auntie. You can do that. Just so you know. Just so you know. That is possible. That is there. Okay, your message. Oh, do nothing, say nothing, my friends. Do nothing, say nothing. This Mercury retrograde is going to bring about a lot of change. Also, listen, no matter where you live, America or not, save your money. The economy is not as steady as we think it is anywhere. So number one, save your money, hoard your pennies. And I will say once again, please stop supporting corporations. Please continue to support small businesses like myself. We need you. Jeff Bezos does not. Got the finger going, honey. Yeah, do nothing, say nothing. These cards are like, at least during this retrograde, while Mercury's retrograde, it's going to be retrograde till the 29th. Just boop, boop. Lock it up, throw away the key. Do nothing, say nothing. We have big changes coming in. Very big changes coming in. And a lot of things are going to be brought into balance. So we got big, fat major arcana energy working around right now. So your best move is no move, because the big changes, when they come in either during this retrograde or right after this retrograde, you're going to be like, oh shit, I got to redo this, or I got to do something over again, or what I thought was a thing is now not a thing. So don't do anything if you can help it. If you have to take immediate action, take it. But otherwise, do nothing, say nothing, chill out and relax. You need to protect your peace. Now look at this. Here's your peace. Here's the chaos of the world. Here's your peace. And these cards are like, you need to make sure that you find your peaceful space. You need to make sure that you find peace of mind. You need to make sure that you are coming from your highest wisdom. So one of the biggest things you can do here is think about, if I'm living any situation you're in, if I am living my highest self, if I am embodying my best self, what would that person do? And then go do that. Just go do it. Yeah, Jimmy. So go, if you're on Patreon, it'll just be right in the feed. If not, you can go to thirdeyechampagne.com. Go to the tab that says collective at the top of the screen. Hit that. You're going to go into the champagne room. That's the forum. Hit that. Once you're in there, you're going to see a little tab that says announcements and links. Hit that. Look for today's date. And the Zoom link will be right there. All right, guys, I will see you next week. It's not Thanksgiving, right? Next week. I do believe we will be live next week. We'll be back to politics. We'll be back to all the usual things. We'll look at Trump and the economy and all of that shit. I'm going to go talk Epstein tea and Linda Grindel's conference tea with the members. I'm sitting on this. I'm so excited. I'll see you guys next week, or you can come party with us afterward. I'm getting my water ready. I still, you know what? I love you. I adore you. I'm always going to be your biggest cheerleader. When you win, I win. When I win, you win. We're all in this together. We are all in this together. So the best thing we can do is be our best selves for everybody. That's the move. All right, YouTube. I'll see you later.